When I was a teenager, a long time ago now, I used to watch a series made by the famous marine explorer Jacques Cousteau. And famously, Jacques Cousteau wrote a book and made a film called The Silent Undersea World, or something like that. And I always bought into this idea that the undersea world was silent, because all his films were covered in the most abysmal, inappropriate music. And then I acquired a pair of hydrophones and took them to some rock pools nearby and put them in the water, and couldn't believe what I was hearing, because it wasn't a silent undersea world. It was an incredibly sound-rich environment. Even in these small rock pools, there were shrimps, there were other crustaceans, there were aquatic invertebrates, there were fish. And I realised then that this undersea world of Jacques Cousteau was complete nonsense.
Das sind nicht nur Wale, wie wir wissen, sondern das sind genauso geografische, geologische Gegebenheiten, Vulkanausbrüche oder Gletscher, die unter Wasser sich bewegen, die unterschiedlichsten Robbenarten, die Pinguine, die alle ihre eigenen Gesänge unter Wasser, zum Teil unter Eis und zum Teil über viele Stunden inszenieren.
Everything in the ocean lives in a world of sound and vibrations, from the tiniest crustacean in a rock pool to the songs of the largest animals which have ever lived. The blue whales live in this world of sound and vibration.
Die Siphonie ist eine raumgreifende audiovisuelle Installation. Sie versetzt uns auf den Grund des Meeres, suggeriert uns die Weite, Tiefe und Unendlichkeit dieses größten Lebensraumes auf der Erde. Sie nimmt uns mit auf eine Reise entlang der großen Strömungen, ausgehend vom Eis der Antarktis, durch den Pazifik, den Nordatlantik, hin zu den schmelzenden Gletschern des Nordpols.
Und natürlich mit dem Ziel, deshalb Siphonie, diese faszinierende Unterwasserklanglandschaft, die wir uns als Menschen, als Erdbewohner letztlich überhaupt nicht vorstellen können, das in uns eindringen zu lassen.
Siphonie is a magical opportunity to create a piece of work that takes the listener to the seabed, effectively, and then takes them on a journey around the planet through the seas and the oceans, as if you were travelling on the seabed. Because I've been recording underwater for a long time now, about 20 years, I realised that I was gathering this whole palette, this whole suite of sound, enough to make a narrative piece and to experience all the sounds of those environments that would literally wash over you.
But throughout that, we try and make it a real encounter with the animals, and bring to people's awareness and attention the grandeur of sound as it exists underwater.
Wir nutzen das Orchester der Ozeane oder der Meere, um daraus und mit ihnen, mit diesem Instrumentarium, die Siphonie zu entwickeln.
The fish that make noises, the seals that sing like they're electronic music, the seals that sing like they're vocalists in some instances, as well as whales and mammals and the environments themselves, featuring crustaceans and ice and all of those things that contribute to the sound world that the animals inhabit.
As a wildlife sound recordist, I became fascinated, and I use underwater microphones called hydrophones to reveal those sounds, and that's what I've done to deliver Siphonie.
Verwebt diese Aufnahmen zu einer Komposition zwischen den natürlichen Geräuschen und dem von Menschen gemachten Lärm.
Chris Watson hat viele Jahre mit David Attenborough auf der ganzen Welt Natursounds aufgenommen. Er ist nach wie vor Komponist Er hat zahlreiche Preise gewonnen, darunter diverse BAFTAs, Emmys, raumgreifende Klanginstallationen bespielt und auch entwickelt und zusammen mit Tony Myatt vor allem dann auf dem Gebiet der Kunstinstallationen zusammengearbeitet und vor allem der räumlichen Sounds. Ihn interessieren vor allem die Orte, wo wir mit dem menschlichen Ohr nicht mehr erreichbar sind. Und da geht er mit seinen Mikrofonen rein, um das aufzunehmen und uns Menschen hörbar zu machen.
Some of the pieces in Symphony I had hydrophones in the water in the Antarctic with a pod of more than 200 orcas, killer whales, swimming past and around my hydrophones and scanning the hydrophones with their echolocation in order to see if it was something worth eating. So again, what we can do with Symphony is put the audience in the middle of a hunting pod of orca, which apart from being a unique perspective is certainly in a place that most people wouldn't want to find themselves in. Tony Myatt is a good friend of mine, and I first met him when he was at the University of York, and he put on a series of concerts and performances in an auditorium there, which really specialised in spatial sound reproduction, surround sound, and ambisonics in particular. It was Tony that really introduced me to this.
Ambisonic sound is a way of representing a three-dimensional sound sphere. So the listener is effectively surrounded by a continuous bubble of sound, which is as rich and as complex, hopefully, as the world and the sound world that we inhabit and we move through.
For my work, it perfectly engaged and linked in with what I wanted to do, which was to bring the sounds of places, the sounds of environments and habitats and the wildlife that inhabits them into installations and performances.
My contribution to Symphony is, from the sound reproduction side, is to try and create a believable and engaging, immersive sound experience that exists in three dimensions.
So Tony brings this fantastic art and skill of being able to create bespoke sound installations tailored to each individual place, and that's the key. It's not just something where we put speakers into and turn it on, play it back. The system is designed for the space. I bring the work, I bring most of the composition. Tony brings the design and the creative aspects of the spatialisation of the sound.
Constructing sophisticated and complex sound fields to be experienced by listeners is not the sort of thing that people can experience every day. Going to the cinema gives a very particular sort of effect, but it's designed for you to face forward and look at a screen. What we're creating is a three-dimensional soundscape that's multifaceted and will completely surround and immerse the listener as if they are travelling underwater and encountering the animals that are featured in the work. Chris and I were fortunate enough to go on a mission to the Silverbanks Marine Reserve and record probably 200 or 300 humpback whales all singing around each other, competing for mates. In the installation, because of the three-dimensional playback system, we'll be able to place you in a field of singing humpback whales, hundreds of them all around you from all angles. For Symphony, Chris and I met Deanne and Ina at a very early stage of the concept for the work, and quite unusually, I think, Oceans 21 have had quite a significant input how the piece has evolved.
Mit Chris Watson und Tony Myatt haben wir zwei Soundkünstler, deren Installationen bisher in der Regel reine Soundinstallationen waren. Und wir waren ziemlich begeistert, dass die auf unsere auch wirklich ursprüngliche Idee, dass wir keine reine Soundinstallation machen, sondern eine Installation schaffen wollen, in der zwar der Sound im Mittelpunkt steht, wo aber eben die visuelle Komponente das immersive Erlebnis nochmal deutlich verstärkt.
But I really like their thoughts and ideas about creating something unique in a space involving spatial sound and an audience and lighting.
Ein sinnliches, ein emotionales Erlebnis zu schaffen, um dann den Blick der Besucher auf die Ursachen hinter den Erlebnissen zu lenken und dadurch einen Prozess der Reflexion zu starten.
recording on location is a unique experience. What I enjoy about my work is then bringing that to a stage or space and delivering it.
To not only engage with all of these fantastic underwater animals, but also to, whilst doing that, to be in a quiet place where they can contemplate the sounds, where they can listen very intently to the sounds.
Es war aber auch klar, dass das Ganze durch eine Lichtinszenierung gestützt und auch natürlich erweitert und erhöht werden sollte. Und was wir erreichen wollten, war eigentlich nicht bildhaft zu arbeiten, sondern abstrakt. Und da eben auch die Dimensionen, die Assoziationen, die man mit Meer automatisch hat, von Weite, von Größe, von so einer Art Unendlichkeit, das über Licht und Klang zu erreichen.
Teresa is just brilliant, just a brilliant lighting designer. I thought she'd be perfect, and she is perfect, because this is an installation in all aspects. It's not just a sound installation, it's not just a lighting experience, it's not just a surround sound experience, it's an installation, it's in 3 dimensions and it involves sound and light.
Einen Raum und eine Welt zu bauen, die sich anfühlt wie ein Ozean, sowohl akustisch als auch visuell.
Und durch die Lichtinszenierung, durch den Klang, durch das Zusammenspiel sicher Bilder im Kopf entstehen lässt.
Dass man durch das Visuelle die Leute dazu bringt, tatsächlich auf die Akustik zu hören, tatsächlich auf die Sounds zu hören.
It then transcends, it becomes something visceral. It communicates with us in a very direct way, perhaps almost like our sense of smell.
It allows us to contemplate what we're listening to, and it seems to be, in a way, a sort of meditative and focusing experience.
Eine Art von Meditationsraum. Das ist jetzt nichts, was man generell in einem Ausstellungskontext oder in einem Musikkontext so in dieser Zusammenstellung oft sieht.
Ein Sinn, der direkt in die Gefühlswelt eindringt und so auch Gefühle erzeugt, die über andere Kunstformen möglicherweise in der Eindringlichkeit nicht zu erreichen sind.
I also hope they'll then think about those habitats and that it gives them thought. We need to be careful about what we do to those places. Vocalization, hunting, navigating. All animals use sound in the oceans for one thing or another.
Sie verfolgen damit Ziele, die sehr viel mit ihrer Arterhaltung zu tun haben.
To gather food, to find mates, to socialise, to find their way home.
Animals have been able to communicate across oceans for millennia until we started filling the seas up with the noise of container ships and all sorts of vessels.
Wenn diese Klangkulissen verdüstert werden durch anthropogenen Lärm, dann entziehen wir damit vielen Lebewesen auch die Lebensgrundlage.
I was recording a sound in the Antarctic and it was the sound of an icebreaker coming up a channel because I wanted to record the noise it made because I was 17 kilometers away. I couldn't hear it across the sea ice, but under the surface it was absolutely deafening. And I was recording orca at the time, killer whales, and I was thinking, again, these animals live in a world of sound. They're using echolocation to navigate and hunt for seals. And finally, when I was listening for tracks to use in the composition for Symphony, I listened through this icebreaker, and towards the end, I heard this very deep, pulsing sound. And I realised at the time it can only be the sound of one of the great whales, either a blue whale or a fin whale. So I included it in Symphony.
So sound intrusions into the ocean world are really, potentially very devastating, and as devastating as material things like plastics and particles.
I like to think that work such as Symphony can help with the public understanding of science through artistic representation.
Am schönsten wäre es, wenn die Besucher nach Hause gehen würden mit einem Gefühl, etwas erlebt zu haben, was sie in der Art nicht erwartet haben, was ihnen auf der einen Seite sehr beeindruckend war, viel Freude bereitet hat und auf der anderen Seite sie auch ins Nachdenken gebracht hat. Und sie auch inspiriert hat, sich möglicherweise für bestimmte Dinge zu engagieren, und sei es für den Erhalt der Ozeane.
Again, there's a cliche about this. We know more about the dark side of the moon than we do about what's on the ocean floor. You know, we think we live on planet Earth, and of course we don't. We live on planet Ocean.